Hello, I'm Charlene of the Rainbow Frequency, and here is another spirit prompt that has been rattling around in my head. And I found that if the message is persistently rattling around or it keeps coming back, for me, as a professional psychic and medium, someone who channels information from spirit, from people's mind, bodies, higher consciousness, yada yada. I've learned to just not hold back and speak. So this is another one that is a little uncomfortable, but I think is a very important message. And we'll start a little bit at the beginning. So, I grew up having come into this world someone who is a channel, who communicates messages, who can feel what people aren't wanting to feel or express or admit to themselves. And I made people uncomfortable. I grew up with a family who was very much afraid of expressing certain gifts or thoughts and opinions. I came into a situation where my parents got divorced when I was 2. My father remarried someone who was Catholic, and it was other people's belief systems that kind of seeped in and influenced me, but luckily I was rebellious and free-spirited enough, being an Aquarius rising sign, that I didn't all the way listen, but I did find that it influenced me to not want to make people uncomfortable, to hold back and not express everything, and I've been working through that. So, you have to consider that a lot of what is woven into our belief system has been shaped over time by various cultures coming in to an area that they were conquering or colonizing or what have you. And, like the Romans, for example, recognized that, if we weave in some of the people's own beliefs while reshaping some of the dialogue, they'll accept it more. So there's a lot that we feel that is forbidden, taboo, sinful, that isn't originally how it was perceived. I'm not trying to step on anyone's religion or anyone's belief system. I highly encourage you to have your own thoughts and opinions. But consider that I think a major injustice is that we were led as people to believe that we had to go to someone special to connect with Source, the Creator, God, whatever you wish to call it. I think that is an aspect of control that we need to let go of. Every single one of you was created by the divine, whatever you want to say, and made with purpose and intent, and you're a beautiful construct. So stop vilifying yourself, learn who you are, how you're designed, and work with it for your own well-being, and so that you can be a beneficial element in the world around you. Perhaps you do what feels right for you. So here's the painful part for me to express. One of those things is that, a lot of people feel that the esoteric arts are from the devil. Like, I had someone once tell me that the only reason they let me do a reading or perform energy healing on them was to see if I was evil. I recognized, very luckily, that was more to do with what they felt about themselves than anything to do about me. And I felt very sad for the person. So that's one point. 2, sidebar of that. It's not evil. No, I mean, seriously, I can connect to your body and tell you what your body needs. I can connect to your spiritual team and your higher consciousness to tell you how much you're loved and supported, and to help you be brave to stand up as your true self. As a mother, isn't that what we all should be doing for each other? Just saying. And then thirdly, we are led to believe that certain things that we would do would make God, creator, what have you, not love us anymore. Well, I'm here to tell you, as a part of my spiritual journey, I had an abortion. It really was hard for me to do it. I actually have my hands on my hips, which is your root chakra, so it's helping me be stable and secure in delivering this message. So funny. I teach that we do a lot of these things innately without consciousness to support ourselves. So I think it's funny that I'm actually practicing what I preach. But anyway, back to the message. I had an abortion, and I struggled with it very much, but it was a part of my journey where it wasn't a good thing to happen for anyone involved, and it was something that led for me to commit my life to this path as a dedication to that soul, who then became one of my guides. And, I didn't even tell my teacher anything about this, but my Reiki teacher had a dream where we were all together, and that little lovely guiding soul was with us, and she very tentatively came to me at our next meeting and was like, I don't know if you had a miscarriage, or I was like, no, and I admitted it, and she corroborated that I knew that that lovely soul was not tortured, and they were a part of my guiding light to help me be true to myself, and it's beautiful. And I've had other people come to me since that had trouble admitting that out loud to anyone, and I was able to tell them, no, stop beating yourself up, that soul is a guide for you now. So it's just, don't beat yourself up because other people are telling you their own insecurities are garbage. The love is unconditional. I'm just here to say that. The love for you is unconditional. So the first step is loving yourself and accepting yourself. I'm here in part Chaos Fairy for the purpose of helping people have radical self-acceptance. So I hope this message helps those who it's meant to. Best wishes, all the love. Re-examine your belief system and where it isn't aligned to you, and think for yourself. Over and out. See you next time.